Alright, so we're going to do an oil change on the 2000 GMC Sierra Z71. This is the first time that I will have done an oil change on it, and it's fairly easy. And this thing sits up high enough that even with these step bars, I can still get under it with the creeper without using a jack, so that's nice. So what we'll need, of course, oil pan and 15mm. Now, Chevy's nice that even though this thing has skid plates and everything, your oil filter and oil plug are easy to get to. So, I'll let that drain for a few minutes, and then we'll have to take the oil filter off. Always look at your plug. Plug looks okay, but that gasket does not look too good. There have been some of where that oil was coming from around there. Not looking too good. And I don't know if you can just buy a gasket for this thing. I don't know. So we're going to put it back. Keep an eye on it because I don't have another one. And we will pick up one for the next oil change. So I decided that other oil plug, the gasket was not worth the risk. You know, I didn't like the look of it. So I went to the parts store in the Forerunner to get a gasket. They didn't have a gasket, so I had to buy a whole plug. So I went ahead and bought a plug that had the magnetic end because that other one didn't. So now let's put the plug in. I'm going to put just a tad bit of oil on this, since this is a rubber gasket on it. I'll put just a drop of oil, kind of smear it around just so it doesn't go on dry. So let me do that. We'll put the plug in. Alright, so new plug is in and tight. And now we just need to take the filter out. Alright, filter's out, so now time to put the new filter on. And I'm going to actually pre-fill it with oil so that it's not a dry filter starting up. And always check your old filter when you take it off to make sure that the O-ring is still attached to the filter. Sometimes they will stick to the block, and if they do, and you put your new filter on top of that old gasket, that old gasket will blow out when it gets oil pressure and you will lose your oil. So always check your old filter. And I just like to pre-fill the new filter just so it's not such a long dry startup when you start it up the first time. You know, because if the filter's empty, as soon as you start it up, before the engine gets oil, it's got to fill up the filter. So if you pre-fill the filter, especially on these where the filter mounts, you know, with the hole up, it's not messy to pre-fill it, you know. The sideways ones get a little messy, but these aren't, so I think it's a good idea. So let me do that, and I'll go ahead and put the new filter on. There's my Pure Later Pure 1 pre-filled. Well, it's gone down a little bit, but it's got enough in it. And I went ahead and smeared oil around the O-ring so it's not dry. I'm using a Pure Later Pure 1 PL25288. So let me go ahead and put that on. Alright, filter is on, and I double checked the plug just to make sure it's tight. Better double check it than forget to tighten it. So filter is hand tight, plug's tight. So now we can get our oil pan out from under here and we can fill it up with oil. Alright, so I've got my funnel in and we're going to fill it up with Valvoline Max Life high mileage. I've actually never used this oil before, but I was kind of researching what oil to put in this thing, and this is highly recommended as a good oil. So I'll run it. Don't really feel like running a full synthetic in this one. I did in the 4Runner, but I'll be putting on as many miles on the truck, and I don't know. I just felt like it would be better just to keep it unconventional because, well, it's a synthetic blend, but, you know, whatever. It's not full synthetic. Anyway, I'm rambling. So let me go ahead and fill it up. We'll see how many quarts it takes. Alright, so I got 5 quarts in it. And we are steady. We're about I don't know if you can see that. About half a quart down. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it up, and it'll probably, since I've pre-filled that filter, it won't drop too much, but it may drop a little bit. We'll probably end up having to put about 3/4 of a quart in it. So let's come over here, and we want to reset the oil light while we're at it. So the way you reset it, turn the key on, and immediately when you turn the key on, don't start it, but just turn the key on and immediately press the accelerator down 3 full times. And you gotta do it within 5 seconds of turning the key on. And then the oil change light should flash a few times. So let's turn the key on. There's 3 times. Okay, and it flashed at us. So now if we turn the key off, now we're going to start it up. Oil pressure's up. And no oil change light, so that's good. We're just going to let it run for a second. Alright, it's enough to get it circulated just enough to check it again. So let me check it and we'll see how much it takes. Alright, so we're done. It's full. It took right at 6 quarts, I guess, maybe just a hair over. I don't know. This is I just got 2 5-quart jugs, and that's how much it took of the second jug. So I'm guessing maybe that's 1 quart, 2 quarts, 3 quarts, 4 quarts, 5 quarts. So just over, I don't know, 5.5 quarts, something, or 6.5 quarts. I don't know, something like that. So anyway, all done. Cap on and dipstick in. So thanks for watching.